Chosen one, there's something moving in the unseen right now. A stirring, a quiet urgency, a whisper that refuses to fade. It's not just for you this time. Someone connected to your life, someone tied to your energy, is in desperate need of what you carry. You've been feeling the weight of emotions that aren't entirely yours, haven't you? That sudden sadness, the unexplainable heaviness, the flicker of concern for someone you couldn't stop thinking about. It's not random. You're being spiritually nudged because heaven is using you as a vessel. Someone close to you needs this word, and the message is choosing to reach them through you. Before we continue, I want you to watch this video till the very end. There's a reason this found you now. Write your warmest wishes and 777 in the comments below. Not just for yourself, but for the people you love. The energy that flows through shared intention multiplies. When you write, imagine your words becoming light, traveling across time and space, touching the hearts that need it most. Let your words be healing. Let your wish be power. You've always felt things deeply, maybe deeper than most. Sometimes it feels like a blessing, other times like a burden. But that sensitivity, that awareness is not weakness. It's a sign of spiritual assignment. You're not just living for yourself anymore. You're carrying frequencies of peace, hope and intercession that reach those connected to you. Right now, someone close to you, so a friend, a family member, a soul intertwined with yours, is walking through darkness. They may never say it aloud, they may smile through the pain, but their spirit has been calling out for help and your light has been the answer. You might not even realize how powerful your presence is in their life. The simple way you speak, the way you comfort without knowing the full story, the moments you've checked in, when your intuition whispered their name, that wasn't coincidence, that was alignment. You are being used as a messenger, a bridge between their despair and their deliverance. Heaven doesn't always speak in thunder. Sometimes it speaks through the quiet compassion of one awakened soul. There's someone right now who's barely holding it together. You've felt their name tug at your thoughts when you try to rest. That's divine communication. Your spirit recognizes their pain even before your mind does. They might be struggling in silence, fighting battles they believe no one sees, but heaven saw. And heaven sent you. The message you're hearing isn't just a call to receive, it's a call to release. You are being asked to send this energy forward, to pray, to speak light, to believe on their behalf. The world has taught people to hide their weakness, to smile when they're breaking, to pretend they're fine when they're unraveling inside, but you carry discernment. You can see through the mask. You can feel the shift in their energy even from afar. When they withdraw, you sense it. When they're lost in thought, your heart aches too. That's spiritual empathy. The mark of someone chosen to carry more than their own story. Right now, heaven is asking you to step into your role fully, to use your voice, your compassion, your faith, not for attention, but for intercession. There's a reason this message found you today. It's not coincidence, it's coordination. The same moment you began to feel that someone needed help, this message was being written into your timeline. Because that's how the divine works. Orchestrating connection beyond logic, beyond distance, beyond understanding. There's someone whose name just flashed through your mind as you listen to this. Don't ignore it. That person needs your prayer, your word, your light. They need you to hold space for them when they can't hold it for themselves. You may never know how much your quiet strength is saving them, how much your unseen prayers are redirecting their path. The impact of your faith reaches farther than you realize. The message you're carrying isn't just about comforting them, it's about awakening them. There's a spark in your energy that reminds people that hope still exists, that love still heals, that light still finds a way through the cracks. You don't need to preach. You don't need to convince. Your energy speaks for you. The peace you hold becomes contagious. The way you move through pain becomes a living testimony. That's how heaven uses you. silently, powerfully, effectively. It's not a coincidence that lately you've been feeling waves of emotion that seem foreign. That spiritual transfer. Someone close to you has been heavy with grief and their soul has been reaching out. The divine connects people who are meant to heal one another, not by chance, but by resonance. The frequencies of pain and prayer collide, and healing begins. You're part of that process now. You may wonder why you, of all people, were chosen to carry this. The answer is simple, Yifus. You've proven that your heart can be trusted with the burdens of others. You felt broken and didn't harden. You've been misunderstood and still chose compassion. That's why heaven entrusts you with this word, because your empathy isn't noise, it's navigation. You are heaven's response in human form. Right now, your calm presence could be someone's miracle. Your patience could be the space where they remember how to breathe. Your simple, "I'm thinking of you," could stop a storm they never spoke of. Never underestimate the ripples of kindness that flow from your existence. The energy you give to the world doesn't vanish. It multiplies. You are proof that love, when genuine, travels beyond words. This message comes with an invitation, not just to recognize your gift, but to use it intentionally. Listen to your intuition. Reach out when your spirit nudges you. Speak encouragement even when you don't have all the details. The divine doesn't ask for perfection, it asks for willingness. And your willingness is what creates miracles. There will come a moment soon when you'll see the evidence of what your compassion has done. Someone will smile differently, breathe easier, or quietly thank you for something you didn't even know you did. That's how confirmation comes, like quietly but powerfully. And when it does, you'll realize this truth. The same way someone once prayed for you, you are now the answer to someone else's prayer. You are not just receiving the message, you are becoming it. Every act of love, every word of comfort, every prayer you send out is the universe working through you. Someone close to you needs this word, and you are the one chosen to deliver it. That's not pressure, it's purpose. You've been trusted with this moment because heaven knows you'll handle it with grace. The connection between souls runs deeper than the mind can grasp. You may not understand why certain people enter your thoughts at random, why you suddenly feel called to pray for them, or why your heart aches for someone far away, but none of it is random. It's divine synchronicity. You are part of a bigger design, a spiritual network woven through love and light, where every emotion, every act, every thought carries impact. And in this moment, as you read these words, you're not just being reminded, you're being activated. You are the living bridge between heaven's message and someone's healing. Every ounce of love you give from this point forward will find its way to the soul who needs it most, because love always finds its destination. There's a quiet unfolding taking place now, a spreading of energy like light slowly breaking through a room that's been dark for too long. The message that entered your spirit has begun to move beyond you. Every thought, every intention, every whisper of compassion has started to travel, invisible but powerful. It's reaching the person whose heart has been silently crying out. You might not see it happening, but something in the unseen realm is shifting because of your willingness to care. This is how divine energy works. It moves through the open vessels, through hearts that still believe in goodness despite everything. You've become that vessel. You're carrying light where there was despair, sending hope into places where silence has settled for too long. The person connected to your energy may not even know what's happening, but they're beginning to feel peace where anxiety once ruled. They're beginning to sense warmth where only numbness existed. This is what it looks like when heaven answers through you. And though you might not realize it, this is not just about one person. The vibration you've activated reaches farther than your immediate circle. Energy doesn't stop, it ripples. Every act of kindness you release multiplies through the spiritual fabric of existence, touching people you'll never meet, changing moments you'll never witness. But it all begins with one thought, one intention. the one you've carried since the moment this message found you. You were never meant to contain the light, you were meant to spread it. That's why your empathy feels so deep, why your emotions sometimes overflow, why you sense things others miss. You were designed as a transmitter, a living signal of divine love and awareness. When you feel the ache in your chest, when a name crosses your mind unexpectedly, when you suddenly sense someone's pain without knowing why, say, that's the moment you're being called into alignment. Not to worry, but to send light, not to absorb, but to transform. There's someone who has been walking in confusion lately, unsure, afraid, questioning their purpose. You might have even noticed their energy shifting, becoming quieter or more distant. Don't mistake their withdrawal for disinterest. It's a sign of exhaustion. They're running out of strength, and while they don't have the words to ask for help, your spirit heard them anyway. That's why you've been restless lately. That's why your thoughts have circled back to them over and over again. It's because you've been chosen to stand in the gap for them. When you speak life, when you pray, when you simply hold the vision of someone healed and whole, energy moves. The universe rearranges itself in response. Heaven listens to hearts that intercede without expectation. And your heart has been doing that naturally, not because you wanted recognition, but because your soul can't ignore the pain of others. You were built for this kind of spiritual work. You're a carrier of light disguised as an ordinary human being. You'll soon begin to sense subtle confirmations that your energy is being received. Maybe you'll dream of the person you've been thinking about and they'll appear peaceful for the first time in a long while. Maybe they'll suddenly message you or you'll hear their name in an unexpected conversation. These are signals that the connection has been made. Spirit recognizes spirit. Your compassion has reached its target. But even as this happens, remember, the healing isn't yours to control. You're the conduit, not the source. The same light that flows through you also flows back to you. That's why, after sending energy, you may suddenly feel lighter, clearer, freer. Love never depletes, it replenishes. When you send healing outward, heaven ensures that it returns multiplied. You're not giving away your strengths, you're participating in a cycle of divine exchange. And the beauty of this exchange is that it continues even when you're unaware. The energy you've set in motion tonight will keep moving while you sleep. It will find the person whose name lingered in your heart. It will wrap around them like unseen arms, whispering calm into their chaos, reminding them that they are not forgotten. Your compassion becomes their comfort, your faith becomes their foundation. You are literally altering their spiritual atmosphere just by caring. In time, you'll see traces of what your light has done. It might come in the form of someone smiling again, someone finding courage to speak up, someone breaking free from what once held them down. You'll know when it happens because your spirit will feel it, that wave of warmth that comes out of nowhere, that moment of stillness where everything feels connected. That's heaven's way of saying, it worked. And when that moment comes, you'll realize that love has no boundaries. You don't have to be in the same room, the same city, or even the same country to make a difference. Energy transcends space and time. The simple intention to send light, to wish someone well, to lift their name in quiet prayer, that's all it takes to move mountains in the unseen. You've been chosen to prove that truth through your own experience. The person who needs this word may never know the full story of how it reached them. They may never realize that you were the one who carried it, but that doesn't matter. What matters is that the message is moving, that the healing is happening, that your obedience to the nudge in your heart is creating real change. Heaven doesn't measure Tsibe's impact by visibility, it measures it by intention. And your intention is pure. That's what makes this powerful. So keep listening, keep responding. When your heart tugs again, don't overthink it. Send the energy, speak the light, pray the words. You are part of something sacred, something invisible yet unstoppable. The divine uses hearts like yours to bridge the gap between despair and hope. And though it may feel heavy sometimes, remember, You were built for this. You are the messenger, the conduit, the quiet miracle in motion. The changes begin quietly, like dawn breaking over a sleeping city. You won't always notice them at first. They come as subtle moments, as coincidences too precise to be chance. A phone call you weren't expecting. A message that arrives just when your thoughts were heavy with concern. A sudden calm, replacing a week of tension. These are not random events, they are the aftershocks of what you've set in motion. The person you've been thinking about is starting to feel it, that invisible thread of peace you've been weaving through your intentions. Something inside them is beginning to soften. The confusion that wrapped around their mind is loosening. For the first time in a long while, they might feel a quiet urge to reach out, to breathe, to hope again. You won't always hear it in their words, but you'll feel it in your spirit. The way a mother senses her child's heartbeat without touching. The way a wave feels the pull of the moon without seeing it. That's what connection is, unseen but undeniable. This is how divine energy moves, through resonance. The vibration of love doesn't force, it calls. And when it calls, even the most weary souls respond. The person connected to you might not understand why they suddenly feel lighter or why the heaviness they carried seems to lift for no reason. But you'll know. You'll know because you sent it. You chose to believe that unseen good can travel through intention. That belief is what changes things. You're learning now that words aren't always necessary. Presence itself is prayer. Energy itself is language. Every time you think of someone with love instead of judgment, you rewrite a small part of their story. Every time you choose patience instead of frustration, you shift timelines. These invisible acts are not lost, they are written into the structure of reality. The divine sees everything you do in silence, and through that silence, entire lives begin to heal. There's someone who has been on the verge of giving up. They've been walking through their days pretending everything is fine, but they've felt unseen, unheard, and unloved. They've been questioning their worth. Yet recently, something unexpected has begun stirring inside them, a whisper that maybe they can try one more time. That whisper is you. The energy of your compassion has reached them. Your light found a path through the cracks of their despair. What they're feeling right now is the echo of your faith. The universe doesn't always use thunder to save someone. Sometimes it uses the quiet pulse of another's heart. The prayer you spoke last night when no one was listening, the moment you looked up and said, "Help them," that was heard. And now, as you move through your day unaware, the divine is responding. Doors are shifting for them. Situations are softening. The people they need most are being guided their way. You may never witness the full picture, but the ripple began with you. And the more you give this kind of love, the stronger it becomes. You're no longer absorbing pain. You're transforming it. When someone's energy touches yours, it doesn't drain you. It changes form. Sadness turns to empathy. Despair turns to prayer. You've learned how to take what's heavy and return it as light. That's a rare and sacred power. Few can carry it without breaking, but you do it naturally, almost unconsciously. You are the bridge between sorrow and serenity. Sometimes you might feel sudden waves of emotion again, moments where you sense pain that isn't yours. Don't mistake this as regression. It's the signal that your work is still unfolding. You're picking up the last traces of what's being released. Instead of resisting it, breathe through it. Every exhale sends freedom. Every quiet, "let it go" you whisper under your breath becomes a command in the spiritual realm. The energy you release finds its way home, and just as you're healing others, you're being healed too. That's the hidden reciprocity of divine service. Nothing you give out in love ever leaves you empty. The peace you wish for others always returns, fuller, gentler, wiser. You might find yourself smiling for no reason, feeling warmth in your chest, tears welling without sadness. That's your spirit acknowledging the completion of a cycle. Something heavy has lifted, and both you and the one connected to you are freer because of it. This is the quiet miracle, the proof that love doesn't just stay still. It moves, evolves, travels. It crosses walls, time zones, and silence. Somewhere right now, a heart that was breaking has slowed its panic. A mind that was racing has found a single peaceful thought. That's the outcome of unseen compassion. It restores balance to souls that forgot what harmony felt like. You didn't need to speak it, post it, or announce it. You simply needed to be it. The connection between you and this person will begin to shift now. They'll feel drawn to you again, though they might not understand why. They'll remember something kind you said, something simple you did. It will play in their mind like a song that refuses to fade. That's how healing works. It anchors itself in memory until hope returns. You've given them something precious, the strength to believe again. This is what it means to be chosen, not to stand above others, but to stand for them. To be the reminder when they forget, the warmth when they grow cold, the light when they cannot find their way. You are not here just to experience miracles. You are here to become one. And as this realization sinks deeper into your heart, you'll notice your sensitivity turning into power, your empathy into guidance. You are being entrusted with more because you've proven that your heart can handle it. So rest tonight knowing this, the message has been delivered. The word has found its way. You may not hear the outcome, but you'll feel the peace of completion. The universe always balances the energy. What you give, it returns. Somewhere, someone is breathing easier because you listen to the quiet nudge in your soul. That is your confirmation. That is your miracle. The energy is spreading now, gently, steadily, like light slipping through cracks until it fills every hidden corner. What began as a single prayer, a silent intention whispered in faith, has become a current moving through lives, connecting hearts you may never meet. The person you thought of first was only the beginning. When light is released with love, it doesn't stop at one destination. It multiplies, it moves from soul to soul, from heart to heart, until entire atmospheres begin to change. You've probably noticed it already, how conversations feel softer, how people around you seem calmer, how tension dissolves faster. The change isn't coincidence, it's influence. The vibration you've been carrying is now radiating outward, creating invisible ripples of healing. Someone near you who has been restless lately will soon feel an unexplained peace, the kind that comes without reason, because your frequency has reached them too. This is the unseen power of divine energy. It travels through presence, through thought, through the simple act of existing in alignment. You've become transmitter of stability. When others enter your space, their chaos begins to settle. They may not understand why they feel safer around you, but it's because your spirit speaks before your words do. The peace you've cultivated within yourself has turned into a field of energy that recalibrates everything it touches. You've become the calm in the storm, the reminder that there's still goodness in the world. And the more you release this light, the stronger it becomes. This is the paradox of divine flow. The more you give, the more you receive. Love expands through motion, not through hoarding. You are no longer just a receiver of grace, you are a distributor of it. Every gentle act, every kind word, every moment you choose, empathy over anger, strengthens the current. What you're doing now isn't just kindness, it's spiritual engineering. You're helping restructure the emotional reality of the world around you. The people closest to you are feeling it most. They may not have the words to describe it, but you've started to change the atmosphere of their lives. Someone who used to carry anxiety will find themselves breathing easier around you. Someone who always felt unseen will feel acknowledged for the first time. Someone drowning in doubt will begin to hope again just because they've stood in your light. You don't have to tell them you're praying for them. Your energy says it for Jesus. And yet, this new phase of light brings new responsibility. The brighter you become, the more you attract both admiration and misunderstanding. Some people may feel drawn to your calm without realizing why, while others may project their pain toward you because your peace mirrors their unrest. Don't let that confuse you. It's not opposition, it's recognition. Light reveals what darkness tries to hide. When people react to you, they're reacting to what you carry. That's why boundaries are sacred now. Guard your peace, not out of fear, but out of purpose. You can't heal everyone, and you're not meant to. You're a messenger, not a martyr. Your job is to transmit light, not to drain yourself, trying to fix what others refuse to release. The divine never asked you to carry every burden, only to stand as a reminder that freedom is possible. You're not responsible for how others receive your energy. You're only responsible for keeping it pure. The world around you is shifting in response to this purity. Opportunities that align with your purpose will start appearing effortlessly. People whose hearts resonate with your frequency will begin to cross your path, not by chance, but by design. These connections will feel easy, natural, and deeply familiar, as if you've known them forever. That's how soul recognition works. Those who are meant to walk with you on this journey will find you when your light becomes clear. You'll notice that your words begin to carry weight in ways they didn't before. When you speak encouragement, people will feel it in their bones. When you pray, things will move faster. When you bless others, doors will open for them. It's not about power, it's about alignment. You've reached a frequency where intention manifests almost instantly. This is the reward of faithfulness. The universe now trusts you to handle the power of creation with care. But don't forget that even light needs rest. After days of giving, spend time in stillness. Recharge in silence. Sit near the earth, breathe deeply, let your spirit absorb calm. The most powerful sources of energy are the ones that know when to pause. Stillness doesn't mean you've stopped. It means you're gathering strength for the next wave. The universe doesn't need constant motion from you. It needs presence. As your influence grows, something extraordinary begins to happen. The people who received your light will start passing it forward, often without realizing it. A word you once spoke to comfort someone will echo through their own kindness to another. A simple act of patience will multiply through others who watched you choose peace. This is how the healing expands, not through preaching, but through presence. You've started a chain reaction that cannot be stopped. Somewhere, someone is smiling again because of a seed you planted. Somewhere, a heart is opening again because of a prayer you whispered. And somewhere, a person you may never meet is finding hope because the person you helped decided to help them. You see, this is how heaven multiplies miracles. Through connection, through compassion, through courage, you've become a part of something much larger than yourself. And as this realization settles in, gratitude will fill your heart in a way words can't describe. You'll understand that you were never meant to hold the light alone. You were meant to ignite it in others. Every person who receives it carries it forward, and the energy becomes endless. That's how heaven moves, not in isolation, but in continuation. What began as a single word inside you has now become a movement of love across souls. So when you feel a sudden wave of peace wash over you, know this: it's the universe thanking you. The light you sent out has returned, multiplied, magnified, sanctified. You're standing in the very energy you once prayed for others to feel. And from here, everything continues to bloom. Everything has come full circle now. What began as a whisper in your heart has become a wave of light moving through countless lives. The person who once needed your strength has begun to stand again, and through them, others have awakened too. You've learnt that healing doesn't always come with noise. Sometimes it arrives quietly, in a shared smile, a calm breath, a moment of peace that needs no explanation. The message you carried was never just for one soul. It was for a chain of hearts destined to remember their worth through your compassion. You've proven that love doesn't need an audience to make miracles. The light you've released will continue to travel long after this moment ends, finding every soul ready to receive it. And as the night settles, the heavens whisper one last truth. Love always finds its way back to you.